The perfect drink.
The perfect drink.
The perfect drink. The perfect drink.
The Perfect Drink is a podcast that combines amazing cocktails with the kind of infinite wisdom that can only come from a lifetime of poor decisions. So take a journey with everybody's favorite bartender. We can make some drinks, have some laughs, and who knows, you might even learn a thing or two. See you soon.
Well, hey, everybody. It is old HRK here, everybody's favorite bartender, and it is time for another episode of The Perfect Drink. Coming at you live, recorded from Mugshots Bar and Grill in Homer Glen, where we just started doing a comedy show. I bartend here. It's a great place. Come check it out. I got a fucking film crew today, so that's pretty awesome. I don't know how the fuck I made this work, but I just remember, like, the first time Dario ever watched my podcast, he texted me and he said, "Brother." He said, "What do you film your podcast on?" I was like, my lab, my webcam. And he's like, "You got to get a better setup." Well, now I got a whole crew. Well, it's one guy and a great camera. So, I don't know. That's exciting. Let's see. Hopefully it looks as good as I hope it sounds. Comedy update. We got a show here at Mugshots, 8 p.m. February 21st. We got another one, March 21st. Got some great people coming out, so come check that out. Got my fucking little trusty notes here. A guy, I'm in the midst. I caught a cancel culture racist race scandal on Facebook, so that was pretty fun. This girl, this friend of mine, Kel's the comic. She posted she does this a lot. Well, she'll post 4 pictures and say one got to go, and it'll be like fucking, Popeyes, fucking McDonald's, fucking whatever, you know what I mean? 4 things that are the same. You got to pick one that you never get to live with again. And this time she put 4 rappers up, and like 4 90s rappers, I think. And fucking, and I said, "I'm sorry, but Allen Iverson's got to go." For all you ladies listening, Allen Iverson is a basketball player. And the joke is that as a 42-year-old white guy, I don't know shit about rap. So I think they're basketball players. Because Fitty in the picture was kind of slim. It wasn't Super Bowl Fitty. It was old school Fitty. And he was lean and mean. He had a little mustache, so he looked like Allen Iverson. I thought it was fucking hilarious. And then this girl, who of course is a fucking white girl from Ohio, says, and she doesn't like me. I don't know, whatever. She comes at me sometimes on social media, and it's usually just kind of fun. But anytime, for the record, I think someone doesn't like me. I think they really do like me, but that's neither here nor there. She says, Ryan can't think of a joke, so he has to make a racist comment. I was like, what's fucking racist about it? Can you explain that to me? And then she said, well, let me ask you this. If they were white men in the picture, would you have made the same joke? And I said, yeah, except I would have used Larry Bird as my punchline. Or no, I said, you mean if she put all 4 white rappers up? Yeah, but I would use Larry Bird as my punchline. So I don't know. Congrats to the white girl from Ohio for coming to the rescue of all the black people I offended with my great fucking Allen Iverson joke. So fucking dumb. It's always white bitches. It's always like white bitches who like never lived a hard day in their life. I don't know this girl. She might be a fucking orphan. I don't fucking know. But you know what I'm saying. It's always like some basic white girl who's on a crusade. She's always like around 30 years old. You know what I mean? My favorite part about these 21-year-old kids is they don't do that shit. It's like the people that are just like a little bit behind, like 10 years behind me. I don't know the generations. I know there's a word for it, but I don't know what the fuck. I got my phone all fucked up here. Bear with me. All right. I spend a lot of time on TikTok, and I deleted all my TikToks and I kind of started over. But anyways, there's the Tinder Swindler is like the newest thing in the fucking world of TikTok right now. It's this show about this guy who tricked all these girls into thinking he was like a Persian prince or something, and then got them to send him money, which just speaks to the intelligence of women everywhere. But we'll get into that later. Let's start ripping shots.
Ripping shots. Ripping shots. All my friends are ripping shots. Ripping shots. ripping shots. I'm stumbling a lot.
All right. Ripping Shots brought to you by Willard Wilcox, who oddly enough is behind the camera right now. This shot is called the Pucker Sucker. For all you women out there believing that dudes who are Persian princes need you to send them $250,000. And it's equal parts apple puckers, Kahlua, and orange juice. I know what you're thinking. Orange juice and apple and whatever. It's a breakfasty blend. It's a breakfasty blend, and since we're recording at 7 in the morning, it makes perfect sense to me. So cheers down the hatch. It's an interesting flavor. It's an interesting combination of flavors. It hits you all at different times. Here comes the coffee. Smooth. Okay, fucking A, Pucker Sucker. So my question for Ripping Shots today was, what's the dumbest thing you ever believed from a significant other? And I got some real fucking dandies. The problem is when people were sending these, you could like hear them getting fucking, you know, like when your girl texts you and she's mad and you can like sense in the way that she's fucking going that she's getting more pissed off as she texts you. It was that kind of vibe reading this shit. So some of them get kind of long. I'll try to paraphrase. But first, Curtis from Ottawa says, they're just friends. They were just my friend. He's giving me crack for free. I swear to God, that's the first 3 sentences. That escalated quickly, Curtis. No charge or expectation of sexual favors. Man, was I born yesterday. Don't insult my intelligence, goofy-ass bitches. It's so funny that he's making fun. He goes on to reference crack like I'll just go home and smoke crack for a couple hours. Then I'll just go over there and smoke crack for a couple hours, and I'll be right home. Like, Curtis, this is just my spidey senses. But maybe if the girl's a crackhead, she isn't the most trustworthy to begin. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a red flag, buddy. So my advice is, more so than her telling you that some guy is just a friend, the fact that she is smoking crack every day. So, but yeah, that's a bummer. I'm sorry that happened to you. I hope that you stopped dating crackheads. I'm assuming that you're kind of a crackhead yourself, because I don't think would anyone date someone who's like actively on crack. That, you know what I mean? Like if you're with someone for 5 years and they develop a crack habit, that's a totally different thing. You have already invested. You're trying to help them. But this guy just sounds like he just dates crackheads, so he's probably doing the crack too. So, you know, and if you're doing crack, Curtis, you're probably on some bullshit yourself. So just save it, hypocrite. All right, Anna from Plainfield says, I believe my ex-husband had a job at some big company in the city and dropped him off every morning at the train station and picked him up every evening. 6 weeks we did it. Holy fuck. Kept alluding to HR messing up his direct deposit, which is why he hadn't had checks yet. Oh, girl. Eventually found out he was just in the city every day at bars and God knows where else. Yeah, probably crack houses with Curtis's fucking old lady. I didn't know until I called there looking for him one day and they said he never worked there. He was too ashamed. She put ashamed in quotes. He was too ashamed to tell me he didn't get the job. Well, yeah, he wasn't ashamed. I promise you, he was just at the bar drinking. If he was too ashamed, he would have spent all that time trying to find a job. That's a bummer. I feel like that's one that I could see happening. Like you're not such a sucker. You're not Curtis, just dating crackheads, wondering why they're not, honest people. Because I don't know. The guy makes you think he's trying to do something. He just needs your help to get on his feet. Blah blah blah. And then the paycheck thing, 6 weeks is probably about the time when I would call HR and be like, what the fuck is going on around here? So that one, I'm going to give you a pass on that one. And I don't usually do this on Ripping Shots. Usually I hold you hoes accountable. But Anna, this one's not on you. You seem like a good girl, and I hope you found a guy with a real job. Lucky for me, I get to go to work every day and be at the bar and not lie. So that's pretty fucking awesome for me. I wouldn't recommend dating a bartender, though. Tanya from Chicago, last one, says, I believe my boyfriend was going to rehab for 3 months. Jesus, you girls. In a different state. Okay, all right. Called me all the time and wrote me letters. I don't think you're allowed access to phone calls when you're in rehab. In the movies, I feel like they take all that shit away and make you, go cold turkey. But wrote you letters. Well, he was at least working the con. Turns out he had met someone else and moved out there and tried dating her. This was the beginning of MySpace days. Fucking MySpace. There's a blast from the past. beginning of MySpace days, and eventually found her page and saw them together. Jesus Christ. This is amazing. It's funny. Social media is always what brings down dudes when they're on their bullshit. Every time it's social media that gets you. That's so fucking MySpace. You know what's funny? Tom from MySpace. Remember Tom? He was your first MySpace friend. He had the fucking thumbs up. He has a Facebook account now, and I messaged him and said, you're a fucking fraud or you're a sellout or something like that. He didn't message back. Fucking guy. He big timed me. That's it's funny that instead of just breaking up with you, he did a 3-month trial just in case it didn't work. He could come back clean and you know, be like, I'm all healed. And then like a week later, he'd be doing drugs or whatever he was in rehab for. And, you know, that would be the, God, man, sometimes I think that I'm kind of a jerk. I swear to God, the only reason I do ripping shots is so that I can hear what jerks other guys are, and it makes me feel like, well, I'm not that fucking bad. Shit. Let's rip this second shot of this breakfasty blend called the Sucker Pucker, if I can get enough in there to fucking make it happen. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's about an ounce. Cheers. Down the hatch. And, okay, let's plug the Brolo real quick. Go to www.brolo.me for the world's first sleeveless men's polo. It's for golf. When you have big arms but are shitty at golf, this shirt is perfect because you look great while sucking. Brolo.me. Use promo code HRK for a 40% discount if I'm not mistaken, which is a pretty big fucking discount. And let me tell you, I'm the only fucking 40% discount on podcasts. So suck it, Joe Rogan. Let's make this cocktail. Today's cocktail is called the fucking, is it called the Swindle? Yeah, it's called the Swindle, in honor of the Tinder Swindler. And it's essentially just a fucking, just a mezcal margarita. So we're going to take a fucking glass. We're going to salt the rim of it. That looking nice and pretty. And it's just going to be fucking about 1.5 ounces. Now we'll go 2 ounces of mezcal. Tequila. We're going to use Casamigos. I've always considered myself that's George Clooney's tequila. I've always considered myself the George Clooney of 42-year-old underachieving bartenders. A little orange juice, a little lemon juice. I'm just going to squeeze some lemons in there with my fucking meat hooks because I don't feel like fucking with the tools right now because I'm kind of being lazy. It's 7 in the morning. Will, you should write a song called 7 in the morning about meeting me for a podcast. I woke up this morning late and fucking text Will and said, shit, man, I'm going to be late. And he's like, okay. I said, stop and get a coffee or something. I'm not that late. Then I got here and started setting up, and he texted me and said, hold on, let me get some ice. He texted me and said, it was taking me to a Mugshots bar 35 minutes in the opposite direction. So I said, that's perfect, because I'm setting up now. And oddly enough, we both got here at the same time. So you're going to fucking, let me get back to the drink. It's 2 ounces of fucking, I didn't put lime juice in. Jesus, I'm slipping. And I didn't put triple sec in. My God. So it's 2 ounces of, I got distracted, 2 ounces of mezcal, about 1 ounce of triple sec, about 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, 1 ounce of orange juice. I'm literally just making these fucking numbers up, and a little lime juice. Fucking Google it. Fuck you. It's early. I'm tired. Let me give this another shake. We're going to pour it over fresh ice, which is, my favorite drinks are shaken and iced, then poured over fresh ice. I just think it looks like you care the most. I got a sink here. Not used to having the sink. This is nice. We're going to garnish with a lime. You know how I feel about garnishes, but I got them out, so I might as well fucking use them. Let's give this doggy a taste. Yeah, it's good. It's like a smoky margarita. So this fucking show, Tinder Swindler. This show, you gotta watch it on Netflix. It's about this guy who fucking basically sets up a dating account and like he's on like private jets and shit in these pictures, right? And he's in fucking Prague, and I don't even know what fucking continent that's on. He's in, he's all over the world doing all this cool shit. He's got pictures with bodyguards and stuff, so it looks kind of legit. And then normally I would see these and maybe originally think, well, these are fake pictures. But then like he FaceTimes you and it's the same guy. So it's like, oh, wow. Now let me just say, this guy's like a fucking little nerd, but nothing makes a guy look better than a fucking private jet. So I guess I see the allure to a woman. You know what I could never do? I could never fucking sell out. I could never date a girl I'm not attracted to, no matter how much fucking money she has. That's like a woman's superpower, their ability to pretend to be attracted to someone in exchange for money. I guess that's why they're better prostitutes than we are. But any fucking ways. Tasty cocktail. So this guy, he'll hook these women in, and then he'll take them on like these $25,000 dates. So like he'll put them on a private jet that like he's renting, or he'll fly. They'll go to some fucking 5-star hotel in Paris. Like he now these are European women. I think when you live like in fucking Germany, going to Paris isn't as big of a deal as like going to Paris when you're from here. Because you don't have to cross an ocean. I don't think. I'm not a geography major, but it'd probably be like going from here to Nashville or something, So that's still kind of a big deal. My point is he's spending money on these bitches, but it's money that he's swindling off other bitches currently. So like, so now what you're thinking, how's he get the money from these girls? Well, here's fucking how. He takes them out, he spends a bunch of money, and then he does this thing where he pretends that like his enemies are after him and they want money from him and they're like extorting him, and he's in danger and she's in danger, and he just needs her to send like $20,000, because that's no big deal, right? $20,000 for some bitch who lives in a fucking apartment in fucking Germany. She's got 20 grand laying around. So these broads go and get fucking loans. The one girl took out like $500,000 in loans, and it must be easy to get a fucking loan in Germany. I don't know, or wherever that was, Sweden, I don't know. Give all their money to this fucking Tinder swindler, and then he fucking he essentially ghosts him. The one time, the one girl went and flew out there and met him, and he's like, fine, I'll meet you, I'll give you money. So my allergies are acting up. I swear I don't have a cocaine problem. So fucking, the one girl flies out, meets him, and he hands her a check. She goes, deposits the check. The bank won't cash the check. Finally, the bank says, no, there's something funny about this check. So she starts doing some research. Obviously, the check's fucking fake. When someone owes you, whatever, I'm not going to get into it. But so the point is, one girl decides that she's going to fucking like find out who this guy really is. So she starts doing research. She reaches out to like a newspaper who like did a story on a guy that sounds like that guy years ago. And she's going to fucking swindle back the swindler. So she knows that he does have a ton of clothing, right? Like Gucci, like all kinds of fancy shit. So she basically says, let me help you, because he's like, I don't have anything ever. And this was like he had already been exposed by another woman. The world was kind of crashing down around this guy. It all caught up with him. It always does catch up with you, fellas. Make no mistake about it. So she's like, she like pretended to be the only person who still loved him. And she flew out to wherever the fuck he was and got all of his clothes and $100,000 worth of clothes. I didn't watch far enough because I don't give a fuck. I got the gist of it. But she got all this guy's clothes, said she was going to sell them on eBay and then give him the money. And she sold them on eBay and then kept the money and then helped the police catch the guy. And fucking, he's in jail. I don't think you should go to jail for putting a girl on a private jet and then making her think that you're rich. I feel like if a girl is only interested in you for a private jet, she kind of deserves to lose all her money, And furthermore, if I'm a fucking 6.5 who lives in an apartment in Germany, wouldn't it occur to me that maybe a fucking prince wouldn't want to fucking date me? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it occur to me that a prince isn't on fucking Tinder? You think a prince needs Tinder? He's got guards and shit that go get him bitches. If anything, he's buying hookers. Princes are not on Tinder. Billionaires are not on Tinder. They're just not. Now you know. If you're watching this, you know. If you're on Tinder and you come across a billionaire, I promise you, he's not a fucking billionaire. His dad might be a millionaire, but he doesn't have shit. I promise you. Tinder is for guys like me, 42-year-olds with podcasts and bartending jobs. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you're into, but I'm just telling you, Prince Charming is not interested in you. So with that, let's make this last call for alcohol.
Last call for
Normally, that's the part in the show where I would slam the drink, but it's 7 in the morning. I gotta dump all this shit down the sink and fucking drink some more coffee. So with that, this is old HRK signing off, saying, Prince Charming's not on Tinder, ladies. Now you know. See you next time on The Perfect Drink.
Thanks for listening to The Perfect Drink. Remember, you can always hear me first on Be Positive Radio every Monday at 1 p.m. If you miss me there, all episodes are available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you might listen to your podcasts. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. If you're interested in being a guest on the show or you just want to tell me how much you like me, feel free to send me an email at hrkpresents@gmail.com or just slide into my DMs like your mom does. See you next time.